Men are refusing to get married, and modern women are baffled why men aren't dumb enough to wife them up. We've got a good one for you here today from Manhood titled Women Are Confused Why Men Prefer to Be Unmarried in 2025. Let's jump into it.
Does that make sense for you as far as like why divorce is inherently more risky for men?
I just feel like you're saying because women tend to be the person who initiates a divorce, correct? That's
Yes.
why it's riskier for men. But why do women tend to end divorces?
There's
And with successful men that have money, they
She
cheat.
said it earlier.
They do all these things that women don't want to
She
put
said
up
it earlier.
with.
Outside of the obvious financial benefits that come with divorce, there's also this idea that women want the freedom to go out and act as irresponsibly as possible. They leave because the man isn't making her quote unquote happy, even though that was never his job in the first place. But anyway.
It's
So
a feeling.
why?
Feelings
Yeah.
change from day to day.
Yeah,
time
so
to
I
time.
could have been in love with the person at the moment, but if that person is no longer treating me well just because we're married, I have to say no.
That's the
Because he
point.
can't be a good husband.
So as a
That's all I'm
man,
asking.
if I marry you and
Yeah.
you decide, you know what, he's not the guy I thought he was anymore, I'm leaving. You take half my stuff and maybe.
So is there no risk
So?
without reward?
Oh, so what's
You married me, right?
No. So once again, this is why
You
men
wanted to marry me.
don't wanna
You
get married.
thought you loved me enough that it would be worth it to you to marry me
no,
and
so
take
real
the
quick,
risk.
hold on, stop the show. You just basically admitted it with your own words why guys don't get married.
She calls divorce settlements a reward, but a reward for what exactly? Breaking up your family, leaving your man who you swore to be with forever? That is ridiculous.
I can understand why men have given up dating, because can someone make it make sense for me how these women want men to text them back fast, but not too fast, that it's too creepy. They want men to make six figures while working 20 hours a week while they still have quality time with them. You know, if he has a good relationship with his mom, then that means he treats women well. But if he doesn't have a relationship with his mom, then that means he's automatically abusive. But then she doesn't want to ever talk about her daddy issues.
That's because a lot of modern women are walking, talking contradictions. They don't want a relationship, they merely want the story and the fantasy. That's why they set up all of these movie rules for men, which are literally impossible to meet, by the way.
If he's too nice and too kind, then that means that he wants something from you, or, you know, there's an assumption that he's just buying you gifts and wining and dining you because he wants sex. But if he doesn't wine and dine you, then he's lazy, he doesn't care, and he's not putting in enough effort. You want men to lead, but you don't want to listen. You want men to show their masculinity and take charge and plan dates, but not too much masculinity that he comes off as aggressive, mean, rude, or condescending.
Modern women have made it clear that they want men to be the strong, masculine leaders of the relationship, but only when the woman has complete control over the man. And they have somehow convinced themselves that not only is this possible, but it's also reasonable, apparently.
You want men to be in tune with your emotions, but if he's too emotional, then he's weak, and you don't trust him to make decisions and lead. He has to be attractive, but not too attractive that he looks like a fuckboy or somebody that gets around, because if he's too attractive, then he has too many options. But if he's not attractive enough, then you're not even looking in his direction. If he has a child and a baby mom, then you automatically assume that, you know, what baby mom would want to be single, and that makes him toxic.
In today's world, everything is men's fault. That mother could be a raging lunatic who has done unspeakable things to her own children, but if she does that, it must be because the father either did something or said something to drive her over the edge.
But if he's never been married or in a committed relationship, then that also makes him toxic, and that's a red flag because he's never been in a relationship before. You want men to initiate the dating stages of a relationship. You want men to initiate sex, but then when he stops initiating sex, then you assume that he's cheating on you. You want men to be honest and open and upfront, but your idea of honest and open and upfront is basically him telling you only the truth that validate your feelings and your experiences, because the moment that he invalidates how you feel, now he's narcissistic, he's abusive, and he is mentally and emotionally using you and abusing you.
These women have no idea what they even want. It's all just a bunch of vague descriptions that ultimately amount to nothing. They act as insufferable as possible and then expect men to just deal with their behavior. And if they say no, they call him, terrible words. Ridiculous.
These women will always say that they want men to be themselves and be authentic to who they are, but then there's an entire list of icks, like wearing sandals at in winter, or him just getting coffee, or him getting sepsis, and you think it's funny and you're posting it on social media, but the moment that he posts an ugly picture of you on social media, now he's a piece of crap and he's picked the wrong picture, and now you feel bad about yourself.
What makes it worse is that she also holds the right to publicly mock, insult, and emasculate this man for any reason. And if he makes it clear that he doesn't like that, then he's in the wrong because he can't take a joke. It's really messed up.
If he dresses well and he takes care of himself, then he's too feminine and he's trying to show off. But if he doesn't dress well enough and he doesn't show off and he dresses average, then he looks like a broke-ass loser bum and you want nothing to do with him. You want that man to have hobbies like going to play golf or gaming, but if he games too much or plays golf too much or it inconveniences your lifestyle or what you have going on, now you're pissed off. But if he doesn't have any hobbies, then he's a loser because he's too obsessed with you. But if he has too many hobbies and takes away time from you, then he doesn't care enough.
They just hate the fact that men can find peace and contentment in things like golf and video games, so they feel the need to punish their men for that very reason, because if she can't find peace, then apparently nobody is allowed to find any.
There are going to be people online that say you didn't get married because he wanted you to sign a prenup.
Correct.
So why did you not just sign the prenup?
In that moment, it was, I'd rather walk away from something knowing that I chose myself than to spend the rest of my life not being loved the way that I love somebody.
Translation, I want to take his money and virtue signal while I do it.
Somebody.
Yep.
If she walked away at the sight of a prenup, then she never loved that guy in the first place. A woman who actually wants to be with a man for life isn't going to give a crap about signing the prenup because she'll be dedicated to making the marriage actually work.
Name one benefit that a man gets from a marriage that he wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Just one.
I think a lot of men who choose to get married are incentivized by the fact that they are able to claim that woman as theirs. And
But name one benefit that they would get in a marriage that they wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Well, I think even though it's not 100%, there's peace of mind that that woman is going to be loyal to you.
The answer is there's none. You're dancing around it. There is none. So my thing is this. I think it's in a man's best interest to stay Peter Pan, as you would say.
It's interesting how she says the benefit a man has in marriage is claiming ownership over his woman, even though that's not true, right? But even if it was, you would think that these women would want to also be Peter Pans and stay away from men so that she won't be owned by anybody.
And I think women shame men because men gain their value in their 40s. Men understand the sexual marketplace better. They understand that women have no leverage in their 40s. And they date down and they get younger, more attractive girls. And that's the best way to go in today's day and age, where we live in a deregulated sexual marketplace where women could take everything they got, take their kids, etc. Why the hell would a guy want to commit to women nowadays when, honestly, we got wholeflation?
I think it's also setting a good example to children that you have a family nucleus. And I think there's something to be said about that.
Well, you can do that without the state getting involved in getting married.
Marriage is a complete waste of time nowadays. Wives have been incentivized to break up their families and destroy multiple lives, and she can do it for virtually any reason at all, at virtually any time. It's too big of a gamble for literally zero payoff, particularly for men.
What I noticed lately is that a lot of men rather stay single because they're tired of giving their everything and ending up with nothing. Do you guys agree with that?
This is 100% the truth. Girls really don't value anymore what men bring to their lives. The world now has become primarily about material. There is always somebody else that can provide better material. Because of this, there's no real reason to cling on to one person or another. There's always somebody better, right? This, of course, is only if you define somebody by what they provide in the material world. The harsh reality, of course, is this. Most people really don't deserve or need that much material. Just because you feel that you deserve something doesn't mean you actually do. Your life will eventually show you that reality one way or the other. Since girls always have a shoulder to cry on, they may not realize it ever.
Men provide so much more to women than just money and material things, but none of those count because modern women cannot attach a dollar value to those things. Men are done putting in effort for a woman who couldn't care less about everything he provides that isn't actually monetary.
All women are 304s. Nope. There is no such thing as traditional women anymore. Wrong. Women simply aren't worth it. What does that even mean? I am so tired of all of this negativity. Are you going to insist that masculinity is about growth, suffering, and overcoming difficult things? And then just not date because it's hard? Are some of you really so pessimistic and self-hating that you will just resign yourself to never feeling love and affection? Are you really going to sit here and insist that you have all of the answers to dating and then just refuse to pass those answers on to a woman who is ready and willing to please you? Tell me, what battle are you even fighting? You insist there's a problem, but you aren't trying to actually solve it? What is the point of all of this other than to just kick and scream? There are a lot of great women out there looking for men with your values. Go meet them, be strong in your convictions, and enjoy the life that you can create with them, because the negativity has got to stop.
She's shaming men for voicing legitimate concerns about women, and her solution to men is to go out there and just find a good woman, as if men haven't already tried that. It's all just an excuse to shame men for not being good enough for women who aren't even worth the time of day.
There was a study done in the 90s, and what they found out, I think, still holds true today. So what they did is they took a group of men and they took a group of women and they categorized these men. So it was like high status, t-shirt, McDonald's. Same thing with the women. High status, t-shirt, McDonald's. And then they asked, the men, okay, would you go to coffee with this person, go on a date, marry? And in all three categories, the guy didn't care. He's like, yes, sure, whatever. With women, it was a whole different story. Women went to the high status man for the majority of them. So that was for coffee, date, marriage.
That's not surprising at all. Men don't care about a woman's status whatsoever. If she's a good woman, then her status doesn't actually matter. It's women who obsess over these things because she wants the best man possible. The problem is that these women have gotten out of hand with their demands. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.